Welcome to my Indiana Jones series reviews. Dun 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 dun. Okay, whatever. Hello and one and all, and welcome to yet another review. And I'm gonna review a classic that I've not reviewed yet. I reviewed some classics before, some film series, not this series because we haven't got some new ones lately. But next year we're getting Indiana Jones 5. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to review all the Indiana Jones films, starting off with the one that started it all, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And to me it is just still called that, despite the fact that it is called Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, kind of like how the original Star Wars trilogy is retitled to episode whatever. To me this film is Raiders of the Lost Ark anyway, because the movie is that good, and it's directed by Steven Spielberg, and George Lucas is behind this film. It of course stars Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, the great Indiana Jones himself, and I love this character to no end. And please, Hasbro, release an Indiana Jones Hasbro figure, 6-inch, that looks like Harrison Ford, please. And so guys, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you, for any reason particular, you've not seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, despise the fact that people are just born, there's people born every day, just do yourself an enormous favor, watch them. They are that good, for the most part anyway. But yeah, and so what I love about this is that, you know, it opens up with the Paramount logo, it fades in nicely, and I also love how they introduce Indiana Jones throughout all the movies. You see a brown jacket, a fedora hat, you see some allies with him, yeah, and he's constantly taking the whip out at bad guys out of their guns, and you get to see his reveal. If I look back to some introductions, Sean Connery's James Bond is one, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford in Raiders of the Lost Ark is another one. This scene is epic. Just, that is how you introduce a character. Just the score alone by John Williams is incredible. And of course, Indiana Jones is off to find this golden idol. You know, he's finding this difficult task because if he takes the thing off and the thing goes down, the place is going to collapse. So he finds a bag of something and he takes the gold idol off gently and places it on, and the place does collapse eventually. And of course you do get the iconic boulder scene, and we're introduced to the main villain, Balok, along with these other soldiers as well, and Balok eventually takes the golden idol as well. Eventually they're all chasing after Indiana Jones, and you see Jock. Why does he get very small time in this series? I don't know. Who flies the helicopter and owns a snake. I hate snakes, Jock. I hate them. The dialogue is amazing. I've read the script, and it's one of the best things I've read. And I barely read things at all. And of course, you realise that Indiana Jones is actually a teacher, and all the students are falling in love with him. If you're looking at one of the girl students, closing your eyes saying, "Love you." That's pretty sweet. And of course we're introduced to other characters like Marcus Brody as well, and they're all basically discussing about these idols. They're discussing about this gold disc, whatever, that basically lights in Egypt, and of course the Ark of the Covenant. And so Indiana Jones is going off to Marion's apartment or bar, wherever. You know, eventually she's the first love interest of Indiana Jones, you could say, in the series, who is played by Karen Allen, who does a really great job here. And I love the dialogue between them. She's just hitting Indiana Jones. And then the Nazis are literally coming in for attack, and we get our first real action going on with gunshots. I love the gunshot that Indiana Jones uses. It's epic. Eventually they get the gold disc, and then they go to this what's the place called? Cairo, Cario. Again, I'm not gonna butcher it, but eventually they go there anyway, and you get to introduce to another character, Selahar, if that's his name. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing his name the right way. Let me look it up actually, because I'm not the greatest with characters, if I'm being perfectly honest. Sela, that's as far as I'm concerned anyway, the character's name. Also really good in this movie, as well as Last Crusade, as we'll get into my review for that. Of course, you do get another iconic scene, the black ninja kind of guy waving that sword around, and Indiana Jones just constantly shooting him. Just, there was originally going to be a fight scene, but they made the decision to just shoot him anyway. But that scene alone is just epic. It keeps me entertained. I mean, the sound effect sounds pretty over the top, but what? Who cares? It's awesome. And of course, we eventually go to Egypt. Indiana Jones is wearing this white clothing. He's using the gold disc to light things up. And you also see Indy and Sela eventually. We get to see the Ark of the Covenant. I cannot speak because I love this movie so much, because I'm so excited to talk about this movie. The Ark of the Covenant, that's it. And eventually the Nazis are there, and Marion's there, and we see more snakes. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Just, there are so many great quotes and just dialogue in this movie, especially from reading the script alone, as you think about it more. And of course, we get quite possibly the most well-known chase scene in film history, probably, that being the truck chase scene. Oh my god, it is fucking amazing. Excuse my language, but just, I cannot get enough of this. And the way the music, the score by John Williams is played out in that scene alone, just, it thrills me every time I watch it. Oh yeah, and before that, you do get a fight scene, another thing that Indiana Jones gets all of his movies, a big tough bad guy, who is part of the Nazis anyway, and gets killed by a plane, and blood's all over the place. Yep. And of course you do get the truck chase scene. It is thrilling. It's amazing. I cannot get enough of it. I love how one of the Nazis is constantly punching Indiana Jones out of the truck, grabs the whip, gets back onto it, and punches the bad guy out again. It's amazing. It's one of the best, if not the best action scene probably ever made in a movie, because Indiana Jones has a whip and the Nazi bad guy doesn't. So that should pretty much explain there. And so eventually they, Indy and Marion are together again. Eventually they're on this boat. And then you do get another iconic scene, that being the Nazis are carrying the Ark of the Covenant, and they have Marion captured as well. And And I love the line, and I love how Balok the villain says, "Jones," and then Indiana Jones is like, "I'm gonna blow up the Ark." just why can't we get movies like this anymore? The dialogue is amazing. And of course, Indy and Marion are tied up. You know, they're not looking at the Ark because there's something mysterious happening as the Ark opens up. You know, there's ghosts flying around the Nazis. They're killing them to death. Their faces are melting and just... And Balog's head explodes. It's just... My goodness, this is bloody violence at its finest, although this film is PG anyway. And of course, you know, we do get to see the Ark of the Covenant put into the warehouse. As far as I'm concerned, at the moment anyway, it's a warehouse. Yeah. So overall, guys, Raiders of the Lost Ark is easily one of the most important films ever. I love this movie to no end. It has amazing action. The score is incredible by John Williams. Harrison Ford is terrific as Indiana Jones. No one can beat this guy as Indiana Jones, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Just all the other characters are great. Marion, Marcus Brody, Sella, the villains as well, the Nazis, Balok, all the iconic scenes from the boulder chase scene, the sword scene, the truck scene, and the big bad guy fight scene. Just this film has pretty much everything you would want in an action movie. Although this is mainly an adventure movie, but who cares? It's an action adventure movie at its very, very finest. And it is one of those movies that just never gets old. And I have a new 4K TV, although those are just, that's a Blu-ray box set. But if you have a 4K TV, watch it on there. It is worth it. And I look forward to be upgrading it some time as I get a PS5 soon, because I am begging to see some more picture quality to older movies. But yes, I love Raiders of the Lost Ark to no end. It is one of the most perfect movies. It's one of those movies that keeps me in a good mood whenever I'm feeling down. And just, although I haven't seen these movies in quite a long time, it's so good to be getting back into this series anyway and getting ready for Indiana Jones 5. And overall, guys, on my letter grade scale, or rating scale, whatever you do it, if this ever get the highest number ever of grading it, I would go for it, but I'm just going to be normal anyway. This movie gets an A+, or just 11 out of 10, 6 out of 5, whatever you would give Raiders of the Lost Ark. And there you go, guys. That was my review on Raiders of the Lost Ark. So comment down below. Let me know below what you think of the movie. When did you see this movie? Do you love Indiana Jones? Also, comment down below. Let me know what your favorite film with Harrison Ford is. And comment down below. Let me know below. Are you looking forward to Indiana Jones 5? Let me know below all of those, and let's have a great discussion in the comments below. Guys, I am so glad I'm talking about Indiana Jones. I've been wanting to talk about the series for a long time, since the beginning of my YouTube channel, and here we are. And I look forward to be giving my reviews for Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, and Crystal Skull. Yeah. And if you are new to my channel, I'm a movie reviewer from the UK that likes to do movie reviews and classics, especially when a new movie comes out. And as always, guys, please feel free to click the like button, comment, and subscribe buttons share the video and notify the bell before you leave, and all of my social media links will be in the description down below. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.